long, like a long process for you.
Right, right. And then, so, all right, when it comes to WordPress, if you're building a website, most of the time you just go like on theme forums, you buy a beautiful theme, you install it on WordPress, and now the real work begins because now you bought the theme to look one way, but now you have your content that either you don't have enough content or you don't have the right images. And then now it's like a whole different job to make it look like the actual theme, what you bought in the first place. So that's a ton of work. So already, when it comes to marketing, like if you're trying to generate email addresses and generate cash flow, that WordPress process is not going to make it any easier. In fact, all right, so the way I see WordPress, I like WordPress for just your regular site and maybe a blog engine, and that's about it. And you know what? I do use WooCommerce on our site, but not like funnels. It's more like it's a catalog of products, and there's no sales really involved. I'm just sending a link to an existing customer, so that way a subscription is going. But I don't really expect any cold sales to happen this way. That's what I use ClickFunnels for. But for primarily, WordPress is so it can look professional, and it's just a blog to attract a bunch of suspects into it. So that's how I see it. I mean, what do you think about that? Do you think we're using it the right way?
Yeah, exactly. Like you cannot WordPress, as you said, it's just for creating your website, your blog. You cannot compare WooCommerce and Shopify and Magento to ClickFunnels because they have different purposes. If you are just doing a funnel with 1 to 5 products, you don't need to set up a shop. You don't open a shop just for 5 products, and you don't do this the long process for this. Yeah, WooCommerce, when you have like 10 products, we always advise our clients, if you have more than 10 products and you want to sell them all at the same time, it's not like you are going to have a funnel, then you will have to have your own e-commerce website, which is either you choose Shopify, you choose WooCommerce, you choose Magento, because the amount of money and the amount of products that you have will be enough for you to spend that long time and that much money, because it's if it's more time, then it's more money. Everything can be doable in the programming, but is it efficient? This is always the question. Is it efficient, time-wise, money-wise, investment-wise, like future-wise? Is it sufficient, or is it appropriate for you now to do it? If yes, then you can go, for example, you can go bigger. But if it's not, you will stick with the smaller options, or you will stick with the smarter options when it comes to ClickFunnels.
Gotcha. You know what? All right. So what I think that if you, I personally like, as far as shopping sites, like e-commerce websites, I really do like Shopify because they got a great support system. They got a great community, and you can find some really beautiful themes and designs for it. But I like it more for like product, like physical product e-commerce, not
Yes.
not for like digital products, because I think that for digital, you're wasting money on something. You could just use something like WooCommerce instead. WooCommerce, in my opinion, is more for the digital services. But if you're using that primarily for your sales, I think you're losing opportunity for sales, because funnels allow you to put a bump offer, an upsell, a downsell, and then you can create subscription. WooCommerce, they've tried, but it's not as good. Like people don't realize they need something until after the fact. It's better that you present the offer, or let me give you an example. So usually people buy a funnel for us. Right? They buy a prospect generation funnel, and that's basically a funnel that captures an email address and shows them a thank you page, right? But if you know they're going to need an appointment funnel, meaning now you're going to want to send them to a calendar booking, they're not going to know that until you tell them, hey, all right, you're going to need a booking page. You're going to need a booking page plus a prospect funnel if you want to set up an appointment. And if that was WooCommerce, they're not going to go there and add to cart everything they need. It's just too confusing. But a funnel, on the other hand, you buy the upsell. I mean, you buy the prospect funnel. The transaction goes through. And then the upsell says, hey, if you want to set up an appointment funnel as well, meaning you want to turn these people into appointments, click on yes, and we'll add this as well to the same experience. So that person is likely to buy that versus having to add it either through Shopify or through WooCommerce. So I think that you're missing out on money if you just use WooCommerce or Shopify, if that's the kind of stuff you're trying to do. So, all right, so that crosses that off. So you agree with me that WordPress is not the best way for it because of e-commerce. It's good
Yes.
for a
Yeah,
website.
for small number of products, yeah, it's not the best way. Yeah, and one example for this, I always like to think about it like this. Imagine when you are going to create a small image or small cover background or whatever it is. You have the option to use something like Photoshop or Canva. A lot of the times it's better to use Canva because it's easy, it's ready, we call it managed environment. You have the tools that you need without any extra tools, and you can do it really quick. When if it's good for you, you can go crazy and you open Photoshop and you can do infinite number of things, but not all the time you need Photoshop, and not all the times you need WooCommerce, not all the times you need this big e-commerce because it's available, because it's free. Yeah, but it's not just about what you pay for it. It's about how much time, how much money you are going to put inside of it for the development.
Right. It's like getting the job done without having to do the unnecessary work.
Yeah.
So I agree. Like I know enough to use Photoshop for a bunch of stuff, but I just go to Canva because I'm like, why? Why do I need to do all that? It's all built into Canva. Their themes are already ready to go, and most of it's free. So it's
Yeah.
like, what's the big deal? So
Yeah.
okay, so WordPress, we're good to go. And I've used like some landing page builder. I use something called Profit Builder, Thrive themes. I've used Optimize. What have you used for landing pages for WordPress? I
You
want you. I
have
want you to try to name as many as you can. I want to go ahead and try to put in there.
you have elements, you have Divi themes, and of course now it's the trend to use WP Bakery or whatever they call it, the King Composer. Those are composers. Actually, they are much more like plugins and themes. Whenever you are creating a new theme, you will buy the license and you will put it inside your theme. So user, whenever he buys a new theme from you or new version, they can use it to create their own versions.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, those King Composer, WP Bakery, there are infinite number of those. Like as you said, Thrive themes, a lot of them, and they all do almost exactly the same thing. They are really great. They are, but to some limits. To some limits, like you can some of them they will like you cannot change the header and the footer sometimes. Some of them you can change them, but they are like clunky. You cannot move the elements really quick. You will feel, oh, I don't want this. I want to do this. Let me hire someone to do it for me. So all they have some problems with them. There is no one perfect builder for WordPress right now.
Gotcha. Yeah. So I gave up. Out of all of the page builders, we use WP Bakery for our
Yeah.
like the design of the pages, but that's as far as it goes. We're not there to build funnels with that. It's just
Yeah.
to move things around, and that's it. Like the theme itself is the design. Bakery just lets us build the stuff, and we're done with it. Like we're moving on, and that's it. And then when it comes to funnels, we completely go to a whole different platform, which is ClickFunnels. All right, so now let's talk about different platforms. Okay, so
Yeah.
for landing page builders, obviously we use ClickFunnels. Okay, but I want to know who your other top two are after ClickFunnels. Or you know what, even if maybe you've been working with me for a while, so you're only working with ClickFunnels primarily because that's what I bring in. But if ClickFunnels is not your number one choice, what is your number one choice?
Right now, I can say lead pages, they are a good competitor to ClickFunnels. They have good features, but they lack the community, as I said. Like they lack the community like they have in ClickFunnels. And Unbounce, maybe they will come next. Maybe they are better. As you said, we don't use, like in the last times, we don't usually use that much uh, things other than ClickFunnels. We have just used it once here and once there. But I can say lead pages and Unbounce, they are like the best alternative for ClickFunnels. They are not really close to ClickFunnels.
All right,
The
so
integration,
ClickFunnels is
yeah,
right.
the integration part in ClickFunnels is really powerful. Like you can integrate almost anything in just less than 5 minutes. This is the biggest thing when it comes to ClickFunnels.
Yeah. What I don't like about I agree with you. ClickFunnels is my favorite one. I think Unbounce loads the fastest. Lead Pages lets you build a lot more pages that are pretty. When I say Unbounce being fastest, I'm talking about load time. Like it's not
Yeah.
as clunky. Um, but there's a clunky the last time I tried Unbounce, there was a clunky process to connect Active Campaign to it. It was like I don't even, it was just too bad. It was not even an easy integration. So I was like, oh, this is just the worst. Um, Lead Pages, I had to actually create in ClickFunnels. There's one funnel, and then you can create a page, and it's all still within that one funnel. Lead Pages, I basically had to create a whole. It was like this whole long row of pages, and there was one of them, two of them pertain to one funnel. So it was like confusing. It didn't organize everything for me.
Yes.
Is it still like that now? I don't know.
It's been some time for me to use it, but yeah, it has some weird infrastructure. For example, whenever you want to, for example, you have a form and you want to connect it to Active Campaign, in ClickFunnels, the connection is just in the menu. Wherever you put the form, at the end of the day, you can connect it from the menu. You can connect it from here. But in Lead Pages, if it's the same right now, I haven't used it for a long time right now. So whenever you want to connect it, you will have to go to the button. You will want to open it. Then you go to some kind of settings, and in the settings you will see integrations. So it's confusing. Like if you have multiple buttons, you have to do it more than one time. So yeah, sometimes
Yeah.
they have few things. Sometimes they want to be different from ClickFunnels, so they overdo it. And overdoing it in digital marketing is one of the biggest problems.
Yeah. Yeah, they want to be so different, and it's annoying. And then you know what I don't like about Lead Pages and Unbounce is that they don't I don't know if it's still the same now, but there's no way to set up a sales funnel in there like with Stripe. Like there's no sales funnel portion. So you only can collect the email address, set up an appointment system, but the only payment options you have is by putting a PayPal button in there, and that was it. Like Unbounce, a lot of people end up using something like Samcart, which is a whole separate system.
Yeah.
I love the fact that ClickFunnels, you could create stuff that generates email addresses, registers people for a webinar, books appointments, gets the sales, gets upsells, gets bump offers, and you can deliver information products all still within ClickFunnels. And at the $97 package, which it's kind of expensive compared to everyone else, but if you're really using ClickFunnels the way that it's meant to, $97 is nothing. Plus, it has an affiliate program that you end up just getting it for free, essentially. So that's the reason why I really don't like using Lead Pages and Unbounce, because the integration is clunky. It's too hard to do. And then at that, you can't even make money off of it to make up for the monthly price you're spending. So,
Yeah.
but I keep hearing about Builderall. Like I see Builderall everywhere. So either they have one heck of a affiliate program and everyone's pushing it hard. I've never used Builderall. Have you ever used it?
I didn't use it for our project, to be honest, so I cannot give a good review about it.
Gotcha.
But I have just played with it. Like, whenever there is a new software, we like to just test it.
Yeah.
But
Oh yeah.
you cannot judge it. You cannot judge it until you do a full project, because you will figure out what is wrong and what is missing.
Right. No, you're right. So it's like we're willing to try things out. Like we tried 10-minute funnels, which was another one. We tried Igloo, right? That was Igloo.
Yeah.
We tried what's that one? That last one, Landingi. We tried that one.
Oh yeah, landing. It has a big issue, which is that you cannot align stuff easily. So you
Yeah.
have you have like to just check if is it aligned or not. Like not like ClickFunnels, because it's good. They meant to do a good thing that you can move the elements wherever you want, but there is no aligning technique like Photoshop. You have guiding lines,
Right.
so it can be a mess at the end.
They have a snapping feature, so that way you could try to line it, but then it's never it could be off by a pixel or a few
Yes.
pixels. It drives you insane. And then the mobile version is like a whole different like disaster. I'm like, oh, you know what? Let's just go back to click.